So we're gonna talk about the Moxon antenna. So this was the beginning when I started to build it. I only had the 20-meter band, and I had to fix the SWR because it was on 13.4, so it was a bit long. The wire was a bit long, so I had to fix it. Okay, so uh, and then the Moxon antenna came about. So this is the way I built it. So I got those, those are 1 inch pipes, aluminum or fiberglass, and that's the way it started. So this was the first rotor, which didn't really work well because it was belt driven from a 3D printer, the belts from a 3D printer, so it wasn't really working. And this is the way I ended up holding the four telescopic uh, fiberglass masts that hold the structure of the antenna. And I'm using banana plugs, which are just an excellent way of doing it, right? And here you can see what it really looks like. See, if you notice, I'm using the banana plugs and I'm connecting the banana plugs for the different band. So that's 20 meters and that's 10 meters. And you see, I'm using the stranded steel wire. And I sort of like build like a ladder line in between the different bands to power it. And here's another image. And that's the way the antenna looks from, below. And so I've improved the antenna, and here you can see there's a ring camera. That's what I use to let me know uh, where where the antenna is pointing to. Okay, and there it is. So I made some improvements of the antenna, and what I'm using for that antenna for the rotor is this 5 RPM high torque electric micro speed reduction gearbox. Then I'm using for the wire just stranded steel, which is excellent for the antenna. You have to build it shorter because it's not copper or silver or whatever. So it's just, you need to calculate for a shorter length. And these are the gears for the rotor. They go with that, right? And around the mast, which is the 1.25 inch mast in which this goes into, uh, I had to uh, fix it. So I sanded a little bit here so to make it fit into the 1.25 inch mast. And those are the things. So here's another motor, and these are what I'm using to hold the antenna in place. So I'm going to show you another picture so that a video so that you can see what the antenna rotor looks like. You see? So that's what it is. And in between, it rotates freely because I put I don't know if you notice what I did, but those ball bearings that you use for bicycles. Well, yeah, that's what I put in the middle, right? So, and it rotates freely. You see, there they are, the bearings. Now, I wish I could share my screen. But we're gonna go to the next video, and on the next video, I'm gonna show you. Let me put it pause. So here, so I'm gonna show you the improvement what I just did. So here, well, there's a little bit of rust here, but then I just solved that with WD-40. So this is the way I concocted the rotor. So inside the gearbox, I drilled 3 holes. I put galvanized wire, and then one of those things to just to attach it. Same thing I'm doing for the rotor, for the motor. I'm just putting, a couple of these, and that's good enough. And all this gunk that you see is, that silicone. So I don't want it to get inside because it's gonna rust in the inside. Even though it's cheap, you can buy another one of this, right? So it's not really bad. It's like 10, $15, right? This one has lasted thus far almost 2 years, so it's good. And here is where the bearings go, and you cannot see this one of screw just like that, and that's the way you mount it. And well, here goes the wires, which go to a $10 controller. This is another image, so it gives you an idea of what it is. Here you have one of the wires is for power, 12 volts for the motor, and the other one is the ring camera, and that's the coax. And you see this wire here. This is, I'm using also the galvanized standard steel. And what is that for? So I had someone that was asking me, well, uh, how do you prevent it from rotating more than 360 degrees, right? Well, we just put that piece of wire there, and when it turns, it's gonna prevent it from going uh, beyond. You see, this is gonna prevent it because when you turn it, it's just gonna wrap around and it won't let it go more than 360 degrees, right? So that's a solution. And don't worry about this. I already put WD-40. That's rust because it's been there and it suffered all the rains, right? And yeah, I know the camera. I put duct tape to protect it, but the duct tape is relic. But that's the finder. So that's the way you can see where the camera is pointing to, right? I mean, where the antenna is pointing to. And here, uh, that's those are the driven elements for 20. This is for 10, and the other two bands. And you see, I'm just using a banana plug, and each banana plug connects to the other one with stranded steel, sort of like a ladder line, and that gives the emitters. These are the emitters, which is half rectangles. Yeah, I put a bunch of this is the coax, and I put those the ferrites, right? A bunch of ferrites, right? So it works like a choke. And I'm going to show you something else. So now the sun is setting, so the dark vision started on the camera. So that's why that's the antenna. And I want to rotate it now. And as you can see, it it rotates. And what am I using to rotate the antenna? Well, it's just this little thing here. I'll show it to you. It's just a controller. Air, you buy these for like $5, right? $10 or something like that. And this one controls. Uh, this is a variable resistance, which controls the amount of power, how many volts you give to the rotor, and this chooses the direction, either left or right. Now, here's another switch that changes the different antennas. So I'll show you. and that's the SWR. So if I change it, it goes to another antenna, to another antenna, to another antenna. This is the Moxon. So, and there's on 28.5, and it also tunes here on 24.7, and this one goes to 21.3. So I didn't do it perfect. The best one is this one, which is 18. Well, 18 is there, right? And for 14, it zeroes on 14. I cannot read. 050. So that's a tuning. And these are the other antennas. That's I don't like. That's the commercial one, and that's the dipole, which works on, well, it's a little bit of tune, uh, uh, but with the tuner you can fix that, and it does that one. It also does 7, and it does 14. That's a dipole. And this one, oh yeah, that's a dipole, and this is 160. So yeah, so here you have it on 1.87, but it's like a multi-frequency antenna. So here it does the 60-meter band, the 5 megahertz. Here it does the 7, and that's 7377090. So it's tuned, but that's another antenna. That's a vertical, right? Here it does the 10 megahertz, and here it also does 20. What's that? 20 megahertz. Okay, so those are the antennas, but the Moxon, that's a Moxon, and the controller, those are the controllers. And yeah, I have it on a power supply, but you can also run it with a battery. In case I don't know, you don't have electricity. Uh, and the radio, well, the radios are there. That's a power supply. That's a radio, and I mounted the radio just on a little thingy here, right, like a tripod thing, because not a tripod, but one of those, like for microphones, a telescopic thing, because that way I can put it wherever I want, and the microphone is here. And if I want to do CW, well, it's there. And so this is the rig. Right now it's like 20. Oh, I need to turn this off. Yeah, there's no one on. Well, maybe if I turn the antenna a little bit to the, that's north, and here it's pointing east. And let's see. That's an interference that is close to Castle Air Force Base. They did something weird, but there's no one here now. Probably everybody's gonna be on 7 megahertz. Oh, it's noisy. Yeah, it's noisy. Okay, so I'm gonna end the video here. So now you've seen the antenna, you've seen everything because I have a call and I need to tend to that. Thank you. Bye bye. I hope you enjoyed it.